See here. Y'all bear with us real quick, man. We're going to get this together. We're going to get it together, man. I think we should have a little sound there. Yeah, man. We get it together, have a little sound, man. Like I was saying, man, this the ISUPK coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. This is ISUPK, Kentucky. And this will be our scripture breakdown class. Like the title says, man, all the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, man, we need some medicine, man. It's something, it's I know what's wrong with us, but as a cliche, as a saying, there's something wrong with us, man. We've become numb to too many evil things. There's too many evil things that we are actually numb to. It's not even a bad thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? A baby die, a little baby die. Yeah, there's mourning. Yeah, there's crying. And yeah, there's all of this, that, and the other. But the outrage and the change has totally left us as a people, man. I want to touch on, everybody talking about the murder of the rapper in LA. And I had to catch myself. I really had to catch myself, because even me at first was going with the negative. I was going with the negative instead of understanding what it's really about, because I was saying to myself, man, that's over there off of Maine and Manchester. The Swans is over there. There's a bunch of Bloods over there. What the hell he doing over there with jewelry and all of that? You see what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make sense. You got some East Coast over there. It's a war zone over there. Main streets. It's really a war zone over there. I used to live over in that neighborhood. It is an absolute war zone. I stay right on 92nd and Wall. Of course, I don't believe that Roscoe was there at that time, but it was a war zone. I recall it. I know it. I lived it. So one of the main things I was saying to myself was, why would he do that? And see, this is the sickness of us as a people. That we would say, why would he should be able to go and get him some chickens and waffles. He should be able to go do that without somebody robbing and killing him for a goddamn chain. And then you hear all of these excuses. Oh man, that's a life-changing event. You give one of these brothers that chain, that changes their life. Exactly. Because whoever they catch that took the chain will spend the rest of their life in prison. That's a life-changing event. Absolutely. But the point I'm trying to make is this. What about him not having to have security? Why do we just give in to the fact that you have to have security? We are a sick people. Now, I'll tell you something right now. Think of it like this. What would have happened if there was white businessmen which go to that rock? I don't care. Listen, it ain't just no black Roscoe's. You have Mexicans and you have some white businessmen that goes to Roscoe's because it's Roscoe's. There's a freeway right over there, close, not too far from it. So people go to that Roscoe's. If there was a white man in that Roscoe with $100,000 watch on, I guarantee you he would have walked out there with his watch. I guarantee you. You wouldn't have found, where is it at? Where on the news is the white man coming out of Roscoe's, coming out of whatever area in LA that all these rappers is getting killed? Where is the white men with millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars of jewelry on? Who are they checking into? How many calls are Big U getting from Wall Street individuals that's coming to LA with $500,000 watches on? Indians, you name it. See, the threat is it's because it's one of us. And that's why this is titled We Need Medicine. We are a sick people. Because instead of congratulating that man coming from Philadelphia, being in LA, being successful, being young, I don't care about no beef. I don't care about I don't care about none of that. He was successful in his own right. Why does this man have to be subjected to death because of his success? Why do we have these? Listen, this is why the ISUPK needs to be the ones in power, not the big U's and the 100 this and 500, 400 and whatever. They don't need to be in power because they don't understand power. You have to check in. You have to pay. You have to do all of these things to come to a city. The white man doesn't have to do that. But we're so destructive on ourselves. We should be congratulating that man. That man should be safe in LA. But now LA has become a disgusting zone, man. LA is disgusting. Pop Smoke got an Airbnb and he get killed up inside the Airbnb. People come in there, raid the house, kill him. We are absolutely a sick people, man. And the scripture, we're going to go over Proverbs 1. This is a scripture that's telling us the pros and cons of the situation that we're in right now today, man. If you understand scripture. Because you have Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men in the ISUPK telling you what you should do, telling you how you should do it, to the point where a Black man will be protected. You shouldn't have to check in. You shouldn't. I mean, Salakia priest, am I crazy, man? Why should a man who's successful, who's an entertainer, can't go to a business with his jewelry on, with his success, without being murdered in the street, and then be called a bozo? Oh man, that nigga was stupid. That nigga over there off of Manchester and Maine, that nigga crazy going over there, dropping his location. He crazy. No, the people that would get the location and go and kill and take his shit is crazy. Did they call John Lennon a bozo? Was he a bozo? He was in the biggest rock band in the world. Walked freely. I remember back when I was a kid, Elvis used to walk freely around Las Vegas. How many times did he get stuck up and robbed? The biggest rapper in the world is Eminem. I hope everybody understands that. I didn't say the best, I said the biggest. Where's his security? I'm sure he has some form of it, but is he robbed? Is somebody taking his car? He may not be a big jewelry man, but I'm sure if you run up in his house, you're going to get millions and millions. Nobody's trying to harm Eminem. Everybody's trying to harm the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. We're harming each other, man. We harming each other because of our lack of success, hating on the success of another. Let's get into that scripture, man.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 1.
Go ahead.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. Verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction.
To know wisdom and instruction. Go ahead.
to perceive the words of understanding.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. To receive the instruction of wisdom.
Listen. You know, telling that man to get security, that's advice. And you can even say it's good advice. Wisdom is to tell him to serve the Lord. Wisdom is to tell him to change his lifestyle. Quit smoking the weed, quit doing the mollies and drugs. I don't know if this particular brother did it, but quit living that lifestyle and serve the Lord. That would be wisdom. Not telling him to check in, not telling him to get security, because if somebody wanted him dead because of his actions, he would just get sniped. I don't give a damn how much security you got. Maybe somebody can't physically come up in the restaurant and do what they did, but you're still subject to violence. Go ahead.
Justice and judgment and equity.
And equity is it's basically fair treatment. It's when you treat someone fair. Go ahead.
Verse 4. To give subtlety to the simple.
Go ahead.
To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
To the what?
To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
Listen. All of these brothers need the truth, man. When I say that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need that medicine, that's why I say Commanding General Yohana has that medicine, because that medicine is the truth. These are young men. I don't give a damn how old they are. They are in the world. They're babies, man. They don't understand what really would keep them safe. What really would make them successful would be an artist that is successful, but also understands the power of their relationship with the Most High, man. And I don't mean to sound Christian about it, but that's what's lacking. Read that again, man. Baba Kushab.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 4. To give subtlety to the simple.
To the simple. Listen, it's not about us getting on Clubhouse, YouTube, and making reaction videos, calling the man a bozo, stupid. What was he doing? He's a simple man. His mind is simple. He's so busy trying to show the world that I'm in the streets. That's a thing. Brothers do that, man. Brothers will be out here saying, I'm in the streets. Drop your location. I drop my location. That's a thing. Because it's simple. It's vain. It has no real meaning. It means nothing, man. Go ahead.
To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
To the young man, let's give him knowledge. Let's show him to be discreet. Go ahead.
Verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning.
Will do what?
Increase learning.
Go ahead.
And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
Listen, these brothers are dying not because they're not checking in, but because they do not have wise counsel. See, what y'all don't understand is anybody in any city that you can check into, guess what? They got an enemy. They got an op. Man, I hope y'all understand what I'm saying, man. Anybody that you can check into, any so-called big wig that you can check into, has an op. So you checking into one side, alienating a whole nother side. 3 or 4 sides. When you're dealing with LA and you black, you checking in with a Crip, you're not good with the Bloods. You might be good with a few of them, but you're not good with the Bloods, and you're not good with the essays. So checking in ain't what the missing link is. The missing link is they don't have counsel. They don't understand. Listen, I remember back when the Nation of Islam used, I think they still do it. They used to try to be that protection. You know what I'm saying? They used to be that, we're the secure, we're going to secure you, until people realize these niggas ain't even got guns. These niggas outside my house, these niggas done shot the house up, these bald head niggas done ran up the street in the suits, left their papers and bean pies. Ain't protected nothing. So their little security thing only works for, certain people. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson had the Nation of Islam and what's the lawyer? If it don't fit, you must acquit. OJ's lawyer, he had the Nation of Islam. But see, listen, that security is just a show. It's bodies. You see what I'm saying? It's not real protection. The only source of true protection of an evil mind that wants to kill you is the Lord. Period. Boy, you better be deep in prayer. You better have counsel from wise men. You better have the Lord on your side. Because if somebody wants to get you, they will get you. I wouldn't give a damn if you got the best security. You can go get the Russians. You go do whatever you want to do. That security is just basically to respond. Am I making sense? That means if somebody try to get you, they're going to respond to it. So now you're dealing with how good is the person trying to get you. That's all you're dealing with. And I understand. Y'all like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Is that we are a simple people. We walking around so-called broke, so-called downtrodden with trillions of dollars. Trillions. But the rappers are dying in the street. Why is it the rappers? I don't want to hear nothing about no conspiracy and the hip hop police. Listen, I don't want to hear none of that. Because the Bible is telling us you should have that wise counsel. Someone should be telling you about the Lord, not the AK. Because we know that Vaughn was killed and he had security. They done went in, swept the club, was on their way to come back and tell them everything good. It's 2 cats damn near sleep in the car that get out and kill him. He had security. The Quando Rondo dude in LA riding around, he just simply going to get gas. His homeboys get shot up. And the argument is, oh, he didn't check in with us. He supposed to be from 60. He from Atlanta 60. He don't mess with the LA 60. We the real 60. How stupid is your game, man? How stupid is your game? You up here claiming 6 O's, which is a street, and you claiming 6 O's in Atlanta. Hoover's in Atlanta. Hoover's a street in LA, dummy. You don't give a damn about you, man. Come to find out he did check in. Come to find out he was paying. Come to find out he did all of that. So now it's, oh, but you're not one of us. You Atlanta. Simple. Simple. That gangbanging shit is dumb. That coastal BS is dumb, man. It don't make sense. It's evil, wicked, and has nothing to do with Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We have multi-millionaires dying from gunshots on the streets. Could you imagine if the goddamn Backstreet Boys was at IHOP and somebody came in there and shot them dead? That'd be a goddamn outrage back when they was the thing. Give me, what's a big art? What's a white artist right now? I don't know none of these, the new popular white artists. I'm asking the brother. He's like, nigga, I don't know either. It's a Lakia. But you just think about it. You name whatever the big white artist that makes country music, that makes whatever music you want to name. If they were sitting at Bob's Big Boy and somebody came in there and killed them because they had a brooch on, you know, they'll call it change. You know what I'm saying? They had grandmama brooch on that's $400,000. Listen, man. What I heard something, and I'm not gonna plug the channel because the channel's become ridiculous. But I heard someone on a specific channel on YouTube saying, why don't the Israelites say that we're cursed? And why aren't the whites and Asians and all of them cursed? Because they're not God's chosen people, stupid. And this should be evidence. These are very wealthy young men. $100 million. $400,000 in jewelry. Now, you may not get that. That's fine. That's success. Now, we can argue that he should have done something better with it. The fact of the matter is that he accomplished it, is what I'm saying. Why does it have to be a negative? How come he can't go to Roscoe's, sit down? He was with his woman, his rib. He wasn't with 10, 15 niggas, gang banging and acting stupid. How come he can't go in a black neighborhood where he wants to go? That's the problem. And don't give me shit about LA. I'll get the hell out of here. Go to Brentwood and rob somebody. That's where the money at. You can't tell me that this isn't evil against the Lord's chosen people. Because if it was just about getting jewelry, if it was just about getting money and flashy, expensive things, Brentwood wouldn't exist. Am I correct? The goddamn doorknobs over there is $300,000. You can go over there and pull a doorknob off the door, you're rich. Them $24 million homes. They know who to mess with. It's easy to mess with the downtrodden. It's easy to mess with the destroyed, man. We an easy target. That brother's an easy target. I don't see him as a bozo. I see him as simple, as the Bible says. Salakia. Let's continue reading. Salakia.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 6. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
The what?
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
See, y'all don't fear the Lord, man. You fear the 60s. You fear you fear the Hoovers. You fear the LA gang culture. That's who you fear. And that's why we die in LA and New York and all of these different places the way we die, because we fear the streets. We don't fear the Lord. That's why the Bible's calling us simple, young men, because we lack that knowledge, because we don't fear the Lord. The Lord is not in our life, man. As rappers, and I'm saying us because those is my people, man. We're going to sit up here and always belittle what we do. It makes no sense. I've said this before. How come you can't be 60 and rap? Somebody will tell you, boy, this nigga 60 years old still rapping. What's wrong with him? It's trivialized. Why? Because we created it. I could be a 70-year-old rock star, just one of my first song. I could be a 70, 80-year-old country music singer. Ain't nobody gonna say that I'm immature. I need to get a job. I need to, whatever the case may be. Anything we do is trivialized. Anything. So now rap has become, it's by this concept of gang banging, street politics, and violence, when it's actually an industry, man. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's the biggest music around the world. But our side of it has become trivialized. It's violent. It's disgusting. And now your success can be your downfall. I got to keep saying this. I'm trying to think of a white hip hop star. They do the same thing. They have on 5,000, 6,000. It may not be the jewelry thing. That's biblical with us. Gold grill, diamonds, chains. That's biblical. Maybe they have a suit that's 50 grand. Maybe they have a yacht. Maybe whatever the case may be, their success is never attacked. Ours is. See, this is the problem. He should have been protected by everyone in that restaurant, because listen, I don't want to get into his material. He's successful at what he does. The streets should protect him. Now, of course, he should be a man of the Lord and XYZ, but he wasn't. He was simple. Those simple people should have gotten together and protected that man. Continue reading. We're going to get into it, man. I know y'all, I know sometimes, stick with me. That's all I'm going to say.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Go ahead.
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
That's why that when you listen to what I'm saying right now, you'll say, what the hell is that nigga talking about? Because you despise wisdom and instruction. The ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana gives wisdom and instruction, man. Overnight, hip-hop deaths could stop. Overnight. If brothers is willing to get wisdom and instruction, it would stop overnight. Continue reading.
Come. Verse 8, my son, hear the instruction of thy father.
Go ahead.
And forsake not the law of thy mother.
Our ancestors, those that followed the law, lived deliciously. Our ancestors that lived simply lived the same way as we live right now. That's why in the Bible, when Moses went out, he seen, the Egyptians, which was basically a police, some type of officer of Egypt, messing with the Hebrew brothers. It's nothing new under the sun. This is why the youngsters are dealing with so much death and destruction right now, because there's very few of us, their fathers, that are giving them the wisdom so that they can survive, man. We accept these kids. We accept they effery, Salakia. We accept they foolery, I should say. I remember watching an old wild show about Africa. They took all the male elephants away. And the young males went crazy. They started doing things that elephants never did. Going up, killing little old babies, you know what I'm saying? Attacking the matrix, the women, the female. They went crazy. Because they didn't have the guidance of the big bulls. Check in. Wait a minute. You got to check into a 50-year-old nigga that's still gangbang? That don't even make no sense, black man. This man is half 100. Talking about cuz or blood. You got to check in for the homies. This is madness. There's something wrong with us as a people. We need medicine. Listen, we need medicine, and the only medicine that'll help Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians is the truth of the Lord. Because I said it earlier, I don't give a damn who you check into. Death is right around the corner for you, man. It's right around the corner for you. Give a damn who you check into. We got some niggas talking about a no-fly zone. You can't come to our city without, man, we are a sick people. Sick. When you gonna stop the Klan from coming to your city? When you gonna stop the skinheads? Why don't the skinheads gotta check in? They ain't gotta check in with you. They ain't gotta do nothing with you. The white supremacists walking around this goddamn country with billions and trillions of dollars, and they unaffected by you and your toughness. The only thing you tough at is harming your people. You ain't tough. You messing with the most downtrodden, destroyed people on the planet. You gonna take a man sitting at Roscoe's eating and killing for his jewelry. Man, whoever did that should be hunted down and stoned. Slakia. Because what would happen if this was our kingdom? You see what I'm saying? That man would be stoned to death. Check in. You come to our city. You can't come here. You can't come there. When you don't own none of it, stupid. You don't own none of it. The white man will use eminent domain and tear your projects down tomorrow. Then where you at? Then where you at? Out in San Bernardino somewhere. And I'm talking about Cali, man. Because for some reason, the Cali culture, the Cali gangbanging culture embraces this. I hear it. Oh, man, y'all can't come out here with that. This LA. Like you're proud of it. Like you're excited. LA's a huge city. It's really only a small part to have you dum-dums killing each other. The rest of LA is prosperous. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are nothing in LA, but act like you run the city. Talking about somebody got to tap in with you. When are you going to tap in with the Lord, man? That's who the hell you should be checking in with. You should be checking in with the Lord because listen, let me tell you something, and it's going to happen. I'm saying it right here, right now, it's going to happen. These big names that you have to tap into are going to start dropping dead. They're going to start dropping dead because for some reason they feel powerful now. Oh, man, you should have called me. Somebody dies and you're going to say he should have called you. If you have the power to protect them, why don't you just protect them? That's a black man. That's one of the Lord's chosen people. And one of the cats that they keep talking about, calling and tapping into is in the Nation of Islam. I'm going to say it. Big U, the big bad 60, is in the Nation of Islam. But he's a Crip. That's why that filthy organization is so dangerous. Because you can be a drug dealer, a Crip, a Blood, still have black people killing each other, still saying, you know what? He didn't tap in with me. He dead. Nigga, you in the nation. You're supposed to have bean pies and papers everywhere, protecting everybody. But your affiliation is with the 60s, the Overhills, the Arlington Boys. I said it, man. Because you, as a Nation of Islam, have no relationship with the Most High. None. None. You are a observer of flying carpet niggas. Salakia. Salakia. And somebody got to tap in with you. That's why them kids is dying. But I'm telling you, the Lord wants justice, man. And you sitting up here talking about somebody got to tap in with you, you're going to be the one dying. You're going to be the one executed. The one that everybody's supposed to tap in with. The so-called protection, the so-called protector. Taking the Lord's title, man. You ain't no protector, man. Only thing you like to do is squeeze your people. You Al Sharpton with a blue rag. That's all you is. That's all that monkey does. Salakia. That's all he does. Is squeeze white people, beg for money. It's all about money, man. That's all you is Al Sharpton with a blue rag. That's what you are. Teach them about the Lord, man. Give them the real protection they need. Go ahead and read. Go ahead and read, man. Because I'm going to let the Bible talk to you.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 9. For they shall be an ornament of grace upon thy head.
Go ahead.
And chains about thy neck.
And what?
And chains about thy neck.
And what?
And chains about thy neck.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee.
If they do what?
If sinners entice thee.
Go ahead.
Consent thou not.
Consent thou not. To hell with what these evil, wicked niggas talking about, man. Go ahead.
Verse 11. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood.
Let us do what?
Let us lay wait for blood.
Go ahead.
Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause.
Let me tell you something. This is what these brothers need to be taught. When these brothers is after your chain, after your success, somebody got to teach these youngsters to be like, man, no, man. $50,000. Let's say it's $500,000. $500,000 is worth 40 years in the joint. We need medicine. That theory is crazy. You're going to take the Lord's creation for 20, 30,000? And we know it's less than that. I heard a brother say this nigga's a bozo for being in a neighborhood where his jewelry is worth more than the homes and the houses. Okay. That sounds great. But that's not getting to the root of the problem. The problem is you still want to kill a man. You still want to kill a man for his jewelry. Let's talk about that. Let's don't talk about how dumb he is for being here, for being there. That's a black man. When are we going to be able to say a black man can be whatever the hell he want to be? You sound like the Klan. Talking about a black man can't be here. You better not come over here. That sound like them disgusting devils in the hood. Go ahead, man.
Come. Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 12. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave.
Let us do what?
Swallow them up alive as the grave.
Go ahead.
And hold.
And what?
And hold.
Go ahead.
As those that go down into the pit.
Keep reading.
Verse 13. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil.
Listen, having nice things and beautiful things is an Israelite custom. It's what we do. A lot of you brothers need to really read the Bible. To hell with listen to all of these different crazy people that want to get you away from the Lord's word. White man's book, the Egypt cats are talking about all it started in Egypt and all of this dumb stuff, man. These niggas killing you on the street are Muslims, Egyptologists, downright atheists and Satanists. That's what they are. Because they don't understand that being flashy, being the cream of the earth is what Israelites are. It's what Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are. I'm going to harm you for you doing what I wish I could do. It's envy. It's hate. But you won't do it to the white man. You won't do it. Man, look, I wish y'all study LA. I wish you would. Study LA. Man, they got them, man, they got some of them, like if you go up north, like if you go towards San Jose, Frisco and all that, you got them rich techies, 25 multimillionaires. In LA, they got the Bitcoin millionaires. They riding up and down the street in Bugattis and $500,000-$600,000 chain, $1 million watches. They living. They ain't worried about you killing them. And I'm gonna say it again. They'll go to that same Roscoe's. I don't care what y'all can talk all that garbage y'all want to. Roscoe is a franchise, a chain. Just like you'll take your black tail to a McDonald's in an all-white neighborhood because it's McDonald's, they'll go to that Roscoe's if they want to. They don't fear you, man, because they know you want your own. You want to bring harm to the Lord's chosen people, man. And I ain't saying you should rob no white man. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as the Bible say, you are simple. You're a young man that needs knowledge. And you have all of this power. And you're having kids do your dirty work. Killing people. He ain't check in. Continue reading. Salakia.
Come. Verse 14. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse.
Go ahead. Continue reading.
Come. Verse 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
Do what?
Walk not in thy way with them.
Continue reading.
Refrain thy foot from their path.
Stay the hell away from them. To hell with a Crip. To hell with a Blood. Dumbest shit ever. It's done nothing but destroy our people, man. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it started out as protection. I don't give a damn what it started out as. What is it doing now? It's killing our people. It's so stupid that a Blood and a Crip are being a clique to kill somebody else together. They kill another Blood. A Blood to get with a Crip to kill a Blood. A Crip, you know what I'm saying? It's goofy. It's gang goofy. It makes no sense, man. It's just destruction and death for the Lord's chosen people. That's all it is. And we're going to sit up here and only take the aspect of how dumb he was. Pop Smoke shouldn't have been in LA. Why not? It's Hollywood. Every big star goes to LA. He's a multi-millionaire. He's one of the biggest hip-hop acts out. He should be able to go where the hell he want to go. The hell y'all talking about? Don't make no sense. He should have checked in. Let me tell y'all something, man. That checking in, repercussions is coming for that. And I'm going to tell y'all something. All y'all big so-called OGs that's 50, 60 years old, talking about somebody need to tap in with your old ass. Listen, the death is coming for you because you're acting as if you're the Lord. You don't run LA. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This Cali culture, this New York culture, wherever you go, of somebody saying this our city. Are you dumb? Do you know the history of it? Do you realize that the police will beat you, shoot you, kill you, and you do nothing? But you want to kill somebody at Roscoe's. Man, continue reading.
Come. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 16.
Go ahead.
For their feet run to evil.
They do what?
Their feet run to evil.
Go ahead.
And make haste to shed blood.
They feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. That's all they want to do, man. That's it. That's what it's about. It's about death. It's about hating success. That's what it is. You hate the fact that this man from Philadelphia is walking around LA with hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry. He's successful. You want to stop that, man. You want to destroy that. Because let me tell you something. You are a tool of Satan, man. You are a tool of Satan against the Lord's chosen people. But the Bible said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You don't fear the Lord. You fear what your politics is. You fear your gang politics. You fear what the gang, what the streets, what your wit sees you as. Crazy, it makes no sense at all. You're afraid of man and you disrespect the Lord. That's why you die like that, man. That's why you die like that. Multi-millionaire gunned down. Where else does it happen? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. I see it happening in America. I see it happening in Mexico. I see it happening in South America. I see it happening with the Lord's chosen people, where multi-millionaires are gunned down and killed. In Jamaica, the biggest hip-hop artist, what's his name? Vibe Cartel. He in prison. They tried to lock Peter Tosh up. They tried to lock they locked Buju Banton up and then tried to lock him up again. They tried to kill him. The Lord's chosen people are the ones dealing with this. Ain't nobody trying to kill the Rolling Stones, man. Who? Who trying to kill Metallica? I know I'm probably naming old bands, but who trying to kill these white successful artists? Who trying to kill them? It's the Lord's chosen people, because our people are doing the work of Satan, man. Because y'all want to get into all these other religions that don't hold you accountable for nothing. Investigate it. I said it. Big U is with the Nation of Islam. But Quando Rondo didn't check in with him. So I guess you got to check in with the white man Farrakhan before you can get protected. It doesn't make sense, man. I think Big U would be a great brother in ISUPK. But he's a terrible brother in the Nation of Islam. Because there's blood and death on your hands, man. Your God, Allah, don't care about your actions. If you could get away with doing that. The PNB, you know what? I'm gonna make a confession here. The what's his name? PNB Rock. I don't know one song by the brother. Not one. I don't know one song by him. Somebody can put his song on right now and I probably won't like it. I don't know if he was good or what. I don't know. I just know the narrative around everyone that I'm listening to online and offline in the streets that are saying, oh man, he's a bozo. Why is he this and why is he that? Not seeing what the real issue is, man. The real issue is there has to be a time where we break away from the destruction of our people, man, and stop allowing this. These brothers need counsel. These brothers need to be talking to Commanding General Yohana. All the generals under Commanding General Yohana are powerful captains, Shak and Tazaria. You know what I'm saying? Kahan and Gadalhar, and they need, especially, if I may, if you a brother in California, check in to Captain Gadalhar. Why don't you do that? Check in with Captain Kwong. Check in with them brothers. Learn how to get real protection, because they're going to teach you how to put the full armor of the Lord on. To where you ain't got to worry about the Hoovers in the 60s. Man, I was raised up in California in this truth. We all come from gang banging situations. My brother Ramak, if I may, was out there in San Bernardino riding and fighting, man, to stay away from his Crip neighborhood. Probably one of the most hated Crip neighborhoods in San Bernardino. That brother had to fight through that. Me, my tails in Vegas, and you know what I'm saying? We had to fight through that. I ain't checking in with them niggas. I called Goodall hard. That's who I checked in with every week. You know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, I'll continue to keep my life because of that. I ain't trying to be arrogant or none of that, but that saved my life. I was never supposed to be able to walk the streets of Las Vegas again, ever. But I did it. All in enemy turf. Cats that recognized me, that normally would be on site, handing out flyers. Because I feared the Lord. I didn't fear them, man. Continue reading, man. Because you know I'll get off on a whole nother class. So lock in. Let's continue reading, man. Let's continue breaking down the scripture.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. And they lay wait for their own blood.
They do what?
Lay wait for their own blood.
For their what?
Their own blood.
Lay wait for their own blood. I've been saying it, man. Listen, you know how much of a coward you are when your whole purpose in life is your op is these niggas. Your op is these niggas. Your op is the Mexican. The earth. These are the Lord's chosen people. It's easy to harm them. They have no protection. But they're lawless. They've gone against their God. They've gone against their creator, man. You're not doing nothing, man, harming a black man. How hard is that? Salakia, think about it. How hard was it for that man to go into Roscoe's, kill somebody, take his shit, and get away with it? Where he at? Where is he at? They may catch him, but why ain't they got him yet? I can't go into Ruth Chris and Salakia. I can't go into Ruth Chris Steakhouse and shoot Bon Jovi and take his damn jewelry, and I wouldn't make it out the restaurant. And if I did, they'll kill me at the light. It's sad to say, but you're not killing no one in the eyes of the so-called authority. You're killing the oppressed. Instead of understanding that oppresses the Lord's chosen people, you see them as nothing, man. And you're going to pay for that. All of these so-called shot callers and check-in to me's, if you do not change, y'all will be dropping dead very soon. Y'all will be dropping dead because the Lord is the only protector out here, man. Not you. Your protection is frivolous. Your protection is fake. Nigga check in with you and still get his head blown off. Like I said earlier, the people that you checking into have enemies. It doesn't make no goddamn sense. I'm gonna go to LA and check into this cat, he a Crip. What about the whole other sides of Crips and Bloods that don't like him? They're gonna say, oh, he checked in with the enemy. He cool. Man, listen, man. It's so simple. That's why the Bible called it simple. But let's continue reading, Salaki, so we can get through the scripture.
Come, sir. They lurk privily for their own lives.
Salakia, read 18 again. Salakia.
Come, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 18.
Go ahead.
And they lay wait for their own blood.
For their own blood. Go ahead.
They lurk privily for their own lives.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain.
Greedy of what?
Greedy of gain.
Let me ask you a question. If I do check in with somebody, what am I checking in and how am I checking in? You paying for protection. I remember when Cassidy, I'm a battle rap fan. I remember when Cassidy battled Disaster. And Cassidy came from Philadelphia and he got with Compton Menace. You think he didn't pay Compton Menace? It's about gain. These are greedy brothers saying you have to pay me in order for me to put 10, 15 of my little homies and we're going to go up there and ain't nobody going to do nothing to you. That's crazy. Compton Menace is a Pyru. What if the Crips was there? That the Pyrus that got beef with. Now you're paying to be involved in a shootout. Listen, y'all. This whole situation with all of these deaths and this young boy BS is the lack of knowledge, man. The lack of wisdom, meaning there is no fear of the Lord. It's only fear of man. As the Bible says, you don't fear man who can only take your shell, your physical. I'm a paraphrase, of course. That's who you fear, instead of fearing the Lord who can take your shell and your spirit and your soul, man. Can give you a true death. The politics of man, the politics of LA, which come from prison. This is the craziest part. Their politics actually come from prison. You got some 70-year-old man sitting in a cell right now, bored, making up rules for you to follow on the street. Because you don't understand the importance of following the Lord. These gang members need the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. The title of this is so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. We need medicine. The only medicine that will work for us is the truth. Not game. Not smooth words. Not intelligent, ignorant talk. And what I mean by intelligent, ignorant talk, it sounds good, but it's ignorant. Come to my city, make sure you tap in with me. When you get here, drop us a few dollars because I got to pay, these youngsters to come out. And, when you go to the club, let me know where you at. Tap in with me, and I'm going to make sure I'm going to have a couple of cats there, and you're going to be good. That's a false sense of security, man. Are you serious? Like I said, when I go to any city, I tap into the camp leader or whoever, the man over that city. That's who I tap in with. I don't give a damn about no goddamn street gang. And y'all crazy. Half of you niggas gang banging over projects named after a white man. A street named after a white man. I'm gonna tap in with you. You mildly retarded. You want me to tap in with you, check in with you. There's nothing fundamentally strong about you. More than likely, you sending the robbers. You sending the destruction. You getting the chain snatched and then come back and say, I got it back for you. Continue reading, man. Salakia.
Come. Which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Verse 20. Wisdom crieth without.
Wisdom does what?
Crieth without.
Go ahead.
She uttereth her voice in the streets.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
Go ahead.
In the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying.
Saying what? Continue reading.
Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones.
What?
How long, ye simple ones?
How long, you simple ones? Go ahead.
Will you love simplicity?
Will you love what?
Love simplicity.
Love simplicity. Love, listen, you're loving the things that do nothing for you. You love the things that do nothing for you. I like to pose a question. Now, I'm sure there are some multimillionaire drug dealers, pimps, or whatever within these gangs. I'm sure of it. But I need you to tell me a corporation, Fortune 500, whatever you want to call it, that's taking care of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. That's a Crip neighborhood. Not individual. I'm talking about the Crips. Am I making sense? Where's that? Where's that? The Disciples was one that was close to doing it. And now they broke up into 50 groups. Because listen, as the truth in the ISUPK, and when weak-minded men get in it, they split into their own little thing that they can belong to. It's called weakness. Simplicity. It's simple. What's so hard about you waking up, putting a gun in your skinny jeans, and going outside ready to shoot somebody? What's hard about that? You know what? A woman can do that. Am I correct? Listen, women, be prepared to be mad at me. You can gangbang. You could be a Crip. You could be a Blood. You could be a killer. You can't be no priest. You can't do it. The Lord ain't with you with it. You can absolutely be a pillar of rest for a priest, but this is a man's job, meaning it's difficult to do. Who can't be a Crip? I seen a baby on the video. What'd you say, Carl? Who can't do that? White boy can do it. You name it. A Russian can come over from Kyrgyzstan and come over here. Now he a Crip. You got Samoan Crips. You got Chinese, Japanese. You got all kind of Crips. You got all kind of, anybody can do it, man. Can't nothing but a Black, Hispanic, a Native American Indian do the one West priesthood, what we do as priests. Can't nobody else do it. What y'all do is simple. We've done it. I mean, what are you saying? We've done it. We've been destroyed in that world. Anybody can do it. The weakest individuals can do it. A man out in the streets, shooting up the block, the killer of the neighborhood, and be upstate with tight jeans and lipstick on, the punk of the yard. Don't take no man with no real heart to do what y'all doing. Your big homie, you get up north and find out he a punk. And now you're on the sideline saying, damn, that nigga was a killer. Damn, that nigga had all the holes. Damn, that nigga used to come around the neighborhood in that lack. And what y'all doing is simple. It's simplicity, man. You can't do what I'm doing because it takes you to be a man. It takes you to look in the mirror and say, I'm a piece of shit. And it's time for me to change that. And ain't nobody going to change that but the Lord. That's what's going to change me from being a piece of garbage. It's easy to be a goddamn idiot, gangbanging killer of your people. What's hard about that? What's exciting about that? How? I mean, listen, what legacy will you leave You was a killer. Continue reading.
Come, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones,
Go ahead.
will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning?
They delight in their scorning. They love it. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm in the streets. Listen, man. Salakia, continue reading. Let's let the Bible talk. Continue reading.
And fools hate knowledge.
They do what?
Fools hate knowledge.
Fools hate knowledge. So listen. If you have a conversation with a gangbanger and you tell him, hey, man, you the Lord's chosen people. Man, I ain't with that shit, man. I ain't trying to hear that, man. Nigga, this whoop-de-whoop. This what I'm with. I'm about to die for this. Simple. You weak. You sound like a goddamn fool because you hate knowledge. You hate what's going to make you look and make a difficult decision, because I'm going to tell y'all something right now. It's easy being from a hood. That lifestyle is easy. I don't care what nobody says. It's very easy. Have anybody seen the character Crip Mac? Has anybody seen him? That's my brother. I'm not, but I have to be real. He's half a retard, Salakia, for my language. But I gotta be real. But he's known as the hard, big bad Crip. It's not ooh-wee. BD, GD, Mad Cobra, Vice Lord, the damn Latin King, whatever. It's not hard. You can do that. I tell you what, take the challenge of correcting those people. Take the challenge of getting those simple people into the truth. We ain't simple. This priesthood is not simple. It's very difficult. We are difficult to our enemies, man. We ain't going to break the law. We're not going to give them a reason to have any contact with us. We're different. We're not walking around with destruction on our mind. We want to build our people, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Sureños, you are my brother. Straight up. Give a damn if you like me or not. I did a flyer campaign in Vegas at White Fence. They hate Black people over there. I don't give a damn. I'm doing the Lord's work. They needed them flyers. I remember me and Officer Salakia, I'm going to talk about it. I remember me and Officer Rob Mayan was all in everywhere. Mexican, all up through Victorville, Adelante, passing flyers out because we feared the Lord. We understood the Lord would be displeased with us if we didn't get up and put ourselves in that dangerous position to uplift the Lord's chosen people. It's easy to hang out in some hood. Walk up to the store. Hey, if I get killed, you get killed. Who cares? You're simple, man. Continue reading. Salakia.
Come. Verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you.
I will do what?
Pour out my spirit unto you.
Go ahead.
I will make known my words unto you.
Listen, man. The Lord only wants us to be successful. There's a blueprint. And it's not being arrogant, it's being truthful when we say that blueprint is with the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. All of these other groups that come from our school keep splitting. Damn. I can understand if the ISUPK had a group and another group split and then that group just took off. I'd understand that. Something's okay. Well, what happened there? No. This group split, and they probably got a new group today. This is the truth. It's the roadmap for us. This is what we are supposed to be showing these brothers. PNB Rock should have been in all black, shedding himself of the world, paying his tithes to the ISUPK to help brothers and sisters who are downtrodden. Start making music. You see what I'm saying? That benefits Israel, man. Because you see what happens in your world. You see what they care, Slakia. You see what they think of you. You die, you're a bozo. Your fans calling you bozos now. Dumbass nigga went over there to continue reading, man. Salakia, man. This is it really sad, man. Continue reading.
Verse 24. Because I have called and ye refused.
Because what?
I have called and ye refused.
Go ahead.
I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
I have stretched out my hand and no man. Listen, man, the Lord is constantly on our side, trying to help us. It's so glorious that we have the ISUPK on the Commander General Yohana. And if I may, let's give Commander General Yohana a hand for keeping the truth intact. Otherwise, many of us would just be another nigga on the block. Simple. Living a simplicity life. Go ahead.
Verse 25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
Go ahead.
And with none of my reproof.
Go ahead.
Verse 26. I will also laugh at your calamity.
I will do what?
Laugh at your calamity.
See, listen, man, this is the thing that people don't understand. And I'm going to choose my words wisely here. It is almost laughable at our condition. I mean, think about it. It's terrible, but it's almost laughable about our condition, because our condition is so how do I want to put it? Self is contained by our selfish, simple ways. Overnight, it could end. Do y'all understand that? At least with you, it can end overnight. Not by you saying, and shouting and no, by you repenting and having a true baptism with fire, with the word, and never doing the ills that you ever done. Otherwise, the calamities is hilarious. It's hilarious. We don't want to laugh at it, but think about it. The black man spends over $1 trillion. $1 trillion a year, correct? Go research how many countries make $1 trillion a year. Countries. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I may. I think it's reported that if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were considered a country, I think we'd be like the top, like 23 wealthiest in the whole world.
Oh, higher than that.
Is it?
Yes. We've been in the top 10. And the reason I say that is the other countries that are above are only above because they have Israelites there. We would be like California would be like the fourth richest nation in the world. The state of California. You see what I'm saying? The point I'm trying to make is, how are we broke? The narrative is we're poor. Correct? We poor, we third world, we're everything. No, that's not true. Go ahead.
It's like I said, if I made the scripture says we're rich.
Give this man a hand. Preach for real. Because we are rich. But we're simple. We are a simple people. Our riches mean nothing because all we do is spend. Don't own nothing but spend. Go ahead. Continue reading. Let's get through these scriptures.
Come. I will mock when your fear cometh. Verse 27.
I will, wait a minute. Read 26 again.
Come. Say the book of Proverbs, chapter 2. It's like it, chapter 1, verse 26.
Go ahead.
I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
This should be a call to arms. This should be a call to arms, man. Continue reading.
Verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you.
Continue reading.
Verse 28. Then shall they call upon me.
Then shall they what?
Call upon me.
Go ahead.
But I will not answer.
I will what?
I will not answer.
This is why when the brother was laying on the floor in Waffle House, Slovakia, Roscoe's. Hey, y'all, I'm in Kentucky, man. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. We got Waffle House. When all of those Christians that I know was there said, Lord, Jesus, stop this. How many times do the churches say that every Sunday? Lord, stop this. I'm not going to answer them. Lord don't even hear them. Lord doesn't even hear them, but he hears us. You know how I can prove it? Death and destruction has stopped with me. Death and destruction has stopped with my brothers. No longer is there death and destruction there. That's the Lord. It's not me. That's the Lord. Continue reading.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Man, continue reading.
Verse 29. For that they hated knowledge.
They what?
Hated knowledge.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian simple people hate knowledge. They hate the Bible. They hate the true ways of the Lord, man. Continue reading.
And they did not choose the fear of the Lord.
They did not do what?
Not choose the fear of the Lord.
They fear man. They fear the neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? They don't fear the Lord. That's why they lack wisdom. Continue reading.
Verse 30. They would none of my counsel.
None of my counsel. Go ahead.
They despised all my reproof.
None of my counsel which comes through man. None of what Commandant General Yohana has been saying for years. They don't want to hear it. They want to argue about them Israelites crazy. They be yelling at people on the streets. I love everyone. I love white people. When the last time you heard white men say, I love black people? Where's it at? Well, it never happens. Continue reading.
Verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way.
You're going to die. You're going to die in a hail of bullets. There's 50, 60-year-old men being murdered. Why are you 50 and 60 being held down by bullets? You're 50, 60 years old. Your heart should give out. Shalakia. Not somebody blow your head off. Continue.
And be filled with their own devices.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them.
For the turning away of the simple shall slay them. Now continue reading.
And the prosperity of fools shall destroy them.
Do y'all get that? Do you understand that? You're in a double cross. You'll never win in that world. You'll never win in that lifestyle. Continue reading.
Come, verse 33. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely.
Shall do what?
Shall dwell safely.
Go ahead.
And shall be quiet from fear of evil.
Let me tell you something. The ISUPK under Commanding General Johanna is how you will stop dying at the Waffle House. It's how you can drop your location safely. Do you know how many times I've dropped my location? Listen, we over at the spot right now. Am I correct? We barbecuing, jerking chicken. Come on through. Got enemies, so-called enemies in the world out there still, but I don't fear them. I fear the Lord. My enemies don't stand a chance against the Lord. They don't. If you are in the world, you're simple, you're living that life, your enemies are powerful because you both serve Satan. So now what happens? You don't have any protection of the Lord. The Lord don't hear you. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians need medicine. We are a sick people. If you do not treat cancer, it will spread. Our wicked actions are a cancer to our people. And it is creating tumor after tumor after tumor within our culture. And our culture is Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. For some reason, we still have Mexicans that don't like Black people. When historically Black people have done absolutely nothing to the Mexican people. Never enslaved them, never hung them, never done anything to them, and vice versa. But Blacks hate Mexicans. Mexicans hate Blacks. Natives hate them both. And we both hate natives. It is a disgusting, simple mind state. And it's not of the Lord, man. It's of Satan. And that's why they dying on the res. That's why there's gangs and people being domed and shot in the back of the head, killed on the reservation, dying from alcoholism. You know what I'm saying? Dying in the barrios, dying in the projects, dying like no one else dies. Amber, what's the Amber Alert? Amber's not sitting on her porch out at Prospect, Kentucky, and get hit by a stray bullet. It's happening on the west end of Kentucky, though. Because that baby is surrounded by simplism, man. Simplicity. The ISUPK under Commanding General Johanna is that medicine that every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian needs. It's the same school that Christ brought on this earth. The same school, man. You better think about that. That school that fought against the Roman Empire is still fighting today for the Lord's chosen people. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Howard Moore.
Security announcements. We have the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Another 6 months, the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe is a commandment, numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. A tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation, memorial blowing of the trumpet. We'll do a courtesy salute. So the teacher, Amijim Shabbat, Amijim Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah. Class dismissed.